Hi, Bo Huffman here from the Hastings and Kearney GNCs. We want each and every single person to live well each and every day. So whatever your health need, question, or concern, we're here to do just that for you. So whether it's a multivitamin, a fish oil, a calcium, whatever the case may be, we want you to live well each and every day to get the most out of your life.
Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Hub, brought to you by GNC. I'm your host, Connor O'Gara, joined by Nathan Hart. Nathan, we're into our second week of high school basketball, and first we got to recognize a few stars that we have. This is our 3 stars, and it starts with Kinsey Enochs of Overton. She had 42 points in a win over Loomis, and did so with only making 4 free throws and 4 3-pointers. That's really impressive. You don't see many 40-point games at the high school level. Enochs is somebody that Overton is going to look to rely on throughout the season. She was an all-region player last year, going to look to do the same this year. And on the boys' side, Lewis had a big week.
Yeah, for Lexington, he had 18 points, 11 boards, also 3 steals, 2 blocks, and a couple of assists. The Minutemen are out to a 2-0 start like they were last year. They kind of slid to a bad finish last year, but they're hoping to build off this, and if Lewis keeps putting up those kinds of performances, they probably can.
Yeah, they're in good shape. Elm Creek didn't get a win against Southern Valley, but Nick Crowley had a big performance, 20-10 game. He's somebody that the Buffaloes are going to look to rely on very much so. Talked to Jake Bartling at the beginning of the season. He told me that improvement that Nick Crowley has made is going to be monumental for that team. He told me he is the real deal. He is going to be one of the best players that we have in the territory, and he has already shown that in the early part of this season. So if you do have a player that you think should be nominated for 3 stars, shoot us an email. That's sports@kearneyhub.com. We want to make sure we give all the local athletes in the area their proper credit if they're having these big-time games. For our GNC Muscle Man Pick of the Week, we're going to look at a Loup Platte matchup with Arcadia Loop City taking on Gibbon this Friday night. And we talked about Gibbon before, what that team has with Riley Reinertson. But Arcadia Loop City, obviously a very talented team. Brady Rasmussen and Robbie Ritz, of course, going to look to get that team going. They got off to a 2-1 start. My pick is going to be Gibbon, 54, Arcadia Loop City, 46 in that one. Just think that Gibbon's got too much of that offensive firepower. They move the ball too well. But Arcadia Loop City, a team that could be on the rise this season. And for our 3 in the key, it starts with the Minden boys. The Minden boys didn't get their season started off exactly how they hoped. They lost to Southern Valley last week, and they lost because they turned the ball over 28 times. So key for them is not turning the ball over. They saw in their following game against Ogallala, they cut their turnovers in half. They won that game by 2 points. In that first game against Southern Valley, they shoot 75% on 2-point field goals, 64% from the line, and they have double the rebounds from Southern Valley, and they still lose. So this team is going to look to rely on its experienced ball handlers, Nick Warner, Jacob Choquette, to establish that half-court game, because Minden is a really good team in the half-court. They just have to be able to get there. And on the other boys' side, Kearney Catholic.
Well, they got off to a good start, won their first 2 games, but against Grand Island Central Catholic, they faced a big man in Johanna Gaifan, who just went off, 29 points, 15 rebounds. Here's a Stars team that doesn't really have the size to match up against a big player like that. And the key for them this season will be to balance that out. Coach Scott Carlin thought it wasn't so much that Gaifan scored his points, but that they didn't balance it out with the perimeter scoring and that they didn't play good perimeter defense. With the dribble drive offense that Kearney Catholic uses, if they face a big guy like that for the rest of the season, they're going to need to be able to drive and kick out to get some shooters open. Zach Jackson shot well. The key will be the perimeter shooting, not so much trying to go head-to-head with some of the big guys they'll face this year.
You got a chance to see the Wilcox-Hildreth girls as well.
Wilcox-Hildreth, they look good. They finished their volleyball season strong, making it to the sub-district final, and they're hoping to build on that. This is an experienced team. They've kind of taken their lumps the past couple of seasons, but they're going to look to use their experience, the lessons they've learned the past couple of years. They've got Rachel Earhart, Jessica Harms. Both were double-figure scorers against SCM. They got a little momentum going, and so they're hoping to build on that this season.
Got to be able to establish that. We're going to look to provide different segments like that. That is our 3 in the key.
Well, that's it. Thanks for watching this edition of the Sports Hub. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, CJ O'Gara, @NMHart, also our blog, @SportsHubBlog. We'll be out all weekend covering basketball. Check back next week for another edition of the Sports Hub.